Welcome back. Wow. Just wow. It's disappointing. Um, it is. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. The Bills started the season with one of the best games I've ever witnessed. One of the best feelings I've ever witnessed. Um, with that with the comeback against the Ravens, and it felt like in that game early that maybe we had. I remember having the feeling that maybe we just had lost too many close games. That the candle burns only so far before you hit the end of it, and it felt in that game like maybe it was just a lot, and the Bills were just kind of sapped. And then Josh becomes Super Josh, and they go ahead and win the game. Come back, and then we go 4-0. And it was shaky, but we pulled out the win. And we're notorious for playing down to our competition, but we always have found a way to win. And it's like it's just like it's sad that probably the best feeling we will have as Bills fans all year will be that win against Baltimore in the first week of the season. And I'm just tired of being a fan of a football team where the best feelings are wins you have that are not championships. I know it's early. I know we're 4-2, but tonight especially felt like an inflection point or a point where the Bills had to bounce back from a disappointing loss, and instead of showing up, they just decided not to, and they just played with a little heart. And yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing. Yeah, I know there's fan bases that rag on us, and I know we all talk and whatnot, but the Bills are like super important to me. They've always been really important to me, and just to see how bad they've been playing and how far they've fallen this year alone has really been just like jaw dropping, eye opening. It's just not good. And again, saddest thing is we've had so many opportunities to win that game. And the fact that we only were able to put up 14 points is just quite despicable. Quite despicable. Before we get into that, I just want to go over the stats of the game. Start with the Bills. Very, very abysmal. Josh, awful game. 72.6 rating. Sacked 4 times. Offensive line was awful. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Really, the first one was just another boneheaded throw. The second one was deflected. 180 yards. It's not great. Rushing, James Cook 87 yards, and then Josh 42. Receiving, Joshua Palmer had 2 great catches, and then a hip drop tackle, which wasn't called, took him out of the game. I'm not sure why hip drop tackles are not being called anymore, but that was awful. And then Khalil Shakir had 3 for 33. Shavers 27. And then Keon Coleman 3 for 11. Just not a great game from him. Got Dawson Knox involved in the touchdown pass, and Ray Davis had one, but yeah. Josh had 2 fumbles, which was crazy. And then the defense. We got 1 sack from Ed Oliver, 1 from Solomon, and that's about it. No field goals made. Then we go to the Falcons. Great win for them. Another team where their great win comes to our loss at the expense of our loss. And Penix, I mean, he outplayed Michael Penix outplayed Josh Allen tonight. 250 yards, 97.1 passer rating, 1 touchdown, no interception, sacked twice. Bijan Robinson, career day, 170 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 81-yard run. Algier had 32 yards and a touchdown. Drake London, another great game for him, 158 yards, a touchdown. And then Robinson obviously had 68 yards receiving. So, man, this just is awful, man. It's awful. I, grew up in the drought years, grew up into the drought, watched most of the drought, from J.P. Lossman onward. And I will say that this has got to be a top 5 disappointing Bills loss. There's been losses where we've, dripping here. There's been losses where we've really, tried our best and just came up short. Oh, man. Tired. It's Monday night. There's been losses where we've, made some boneheaded plays and just lost the game. This is a loss where you're 4-1, even though you had a bad loss against the Patriots that you should have won. You are still very much primed to get the 1 seed. Every game matters. You have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, and you've somehow dropped 2 games now in a row to the Patriots and the Falcons. which is the Patriots, good team. Got to give them props. I think they're a little overrated right now, but I'm saying that as we're second place in the AFC East. And then the Falcons are the Falcons. And we got we got a bye week, we got the Panthers, and we got the Chiefs, and we got some good teams. Buccaneers still on our schedule, Eagles still on our schedule. So you had games where you probably should have won them. You maybe drop one, you win a fluky one, or you lose a fluky one, but man, we lose another one. And it's just like, guys, Chiefs are coming back up. The Ravens are down, but like there's other teams coming up. Like the 1 seed could be ours. And we're just letting it slip through our fingers. We're just playing like it doesn't matter. We're playing like not a care in the world. I've often wondered how the Bills would bounce back after season of devastating loss. Many other sports franchises, especially football franchises, they've had those moments in their history where they have heartbreak, but they'll then go and win, a Super Bowl or, win a championship or whatever. And we've never been able to do that. The Bills, as an organization, has never been able to do that. In some sense, it feels like we're cursed. And the fact that we have a generational quarterback with no one to throw to, and on the other side of the ball, we have just an inadequate defense. It's just astounding that we've got here. We've went from one of the most effective and dominating teams in the league, world beaters that just came up short every year, to it looks like we're turning into just like total frauds at this point. The season's young. We've lost 2. We've won 4. Like we're still up there in the AFC somewhere. But if we don't go on a run and start stringing some wins together again, I mean, we're falling quick, and we're a wild card team, which is crazy to think. Like the Patriots are already first in the East, and they have a very favorable schedule, and they're playing like they actually have something to play for. We're playing like nothing matters. So I mean, just what an embarrassing loss. So many things to go into. The injury thing, it's like you can't really point to anything, And I know everybody says, oh, every team deals with injuries. The Bills have had a decimated defense from injuries for the last 5 years. I truly don't know when the last time was we had a healthy, competent defense going into the postseason. This year, we're in the beginning of the season with injuries. Most of our draft capital is locked up on injured reserve. Half of our starters, it feels like, are always on injured reserve or injured or out of the depth chart. It's just, I mean, there was a point in the game where McGovern went down, Palmer went down, Benford went down, Bernard went down. It's you have to laugh. You have to laugh. The luck on injuries, you just have to end up laughing. It's insane. It's truly insane. And then the offense was just putrid. Again, a key 4th down play, and we're doing the stupid reverse end around stuff where obviously Josh isn't comfortable doing that, and we're just fumbling the ball away, and the defense comes up with a huge field goal stop, and they have their issues. But they tightened up in the second half, and they made stops and they blocked field goals, and they gave the Bills offense every chance to go down the field and at least tie it, and they just totally blew it. And again, Joe Brady, man, I mean, he was doing something right for a while, but this year he's been awful. He's totally limited. It feels like the Ken Dorsey experience again. It's just he's totally limited Josh. He's totally limited what Josh is doing. He's making things too difficult when they don't have to be, and he's making things too simple when they should be a little bit more difficult. It's like the dude forgot how to call an offense. It's insane. Just these stupid screens where Josh looks over and throws the ball and whips it sidearm, and they get 2 yards, or they end up getting blown up, and they're just the too creative end arounds and stuff, and receivers not being able to get open, which I know is a talent thing, but it's also a coaching scheming thing. And Josh just feels totally limited, man. I mean, he has no deep throw anymore. He's got no he makes plays once in a while, but it just feels like they've just chosen to be pedestrian for whatever reason. And it's not, I mean, these last 2 games have been on Josh. He's not played great, but it's not like Josh Allen just lost the ability to play football. The whole game plan is just awful. And defensively, I mean, our secondary just can't even. You talk about coverage; they can't even get the angle right to make a tackle. It's like they're going back to the basics. I feel like any team could just put up 40 on us and be fine. I feel like our defense is there's no one that's imposing. You get the occasional Ed Oliver attack or the Epinesa like tipped ball, and maybe Bernard gets in there real quick, but like even like at the end of the game, like when the Falcons are driving down, and there was I forget the player, but there was an interception like right in his hands. He just drops it. Like you got to make those plays. You got to want it. You got to make those plays. Their defense was awful, man. The rush defense, like we it felt like we were holding Bijan for a minute, and then they just took off on the 81-yard run and just 170 yards rushing. What are we doing? We're not like I just remember the Bills' defense, at least in the early 2020s, being a little bit imposing. Like you were worried that they were going to get to the quarterback or maybe have a pick with Hyde and Poyer. Like they were a threat, and I mean, you got Taylor Rapp out there and Cole Bishop, and they're just not good. They're just not imposing. They're not able to make plays. They make the occasional good play. But beyond that, they're just soft. The linebacker core is just not great. Milano's hurt, but everyone says, "Oh, Milano's hurt. Like he's gonna come back." Dude's always hurt. He's not reliable. Like on my TikTok, there's people commenting, "Oh, the Bills are hurt." It's like, when do they ever get healthy? They never get healthy. That's the thing. This thought that we're just gonna wait till the Bills get healthy and they'll be fine. It doesn't happen. They never get healthy. They're never fine with these injuries. They always have something going on. And it's always like the most critical players, and they're never able to account for it. And then just the scheming, and then Josh as well. I mean, Josh in the playoffs, I don't know what's going on with him, but like in the playoffs, he's got these great stats and whatnot, but he has come up short. And you're starting to see it in these games where he's just not able to like get into that mode again. And I'm not... all the haters and commenters are going to be, he's overrated. He's not overrated. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's probably one of the best talents of his pure raw talent. I feel like he's going to go down as like an Aaron Rodgers-esque type quarterback where pure raw talent. Hopefully he wins one. But at this rate, who the hell knows? But just, isn't, collecting trophies in the trophy case. But, just a pitiful, disappointing loss. You had to think that if they at least got the win, they could go to the bye holding on to something, holding on to 5-1, keeping their lead in the AFC East. But, I mean, you go out now, and if the Patriots win next week, you're a game behind them. Like, it's just, you're already a game behind them. You're 2 games behind them. It's just like, it's not ideal. This isn't where you want to be. Like, we started the season so strong, and we just totally 2 weeks of just total mismanagement of football, and we're like fighting for the division now, and the Chiefs are lurking right behind us. Like it's insane. It's insane. I've never been one to say McDermott needs to be fired, and this is an overreaction for sure. We could come back from the bye and be just like world beaters, but you got to figure it out at some point. I mean, I've been holding on to McDermott for a while, man. But if the culture is gone, if the culture in Buffalo is shot, like I've seen it been the last few weeks, then we got to have conversations. I think Bobby Babbitt should be fired. I think Bobby Babbitt should be out of a job. And I hate calling for firings, but man, like your defense is one of the worst in the league, and you got an MVP caliber quarterback. You can't be employed. There's got to be someone else you bring in. Joe Brady's got to feel the hot seat. And McDermott, I mean, if we end up wasting a prime year where the Ravens are just basically out of the playoff contention, the Chiefs have been down, like we could beat them to the 1 seed if we would have kept playing. If you blow that, yeah, your seat's very, very hot. And then Josh, dude, I mean, look, he's a talented quarterback, obviously. He's, my favorite quarterback, my favorite player of all time. Respect the hell out of him. Love the game he plays, but he's just been out of it the last 2 weeks. And a whole year, and it's not I'm not like, everyone's like, he's like not having a great year. Like, I think he's been fine up until the last 2 weeks. Obviously, the Ravens game was special, but, I mean, he just hasn't been himself. I mean, he's just that dejected, like, out of it, look on his face, and it's just not great. Yeah, I mean, it's wow. I have no analysis. I mean, we're riding high. First 4 weeks of the year, I mean, the Ravens game feels like a year ago at this point, and now we're 4-2. It's just like you dropped 2 games in a row. We don't do that. The Bills don't do that. The penalties are nuts. It's just, I think I'm going to call it now. I'd love to be proven wrong, and I'm one of those guys that always has faith, I feel like. But, the penalties, I think, are a huge sign. I think McDermott is slowly losing this locker room. I think he's slowly losing what the culture in Buffalo is. I think rapidly. I think he's losing. I think he's losing his control of his team. I think it's going downhill. The penalties, the sloppy play. I mean, the first play of the game, defense makes a huge stop on one of the best backs in the league, forces a fumble, and Rousseau's lined up offside. Like, come on, you can't be lined up offside on the first play of the freaking game. You have to be like focused and ready to go and like ready to play football. And you're lined up offside, and you have a huge play, a huge defensive stop that probably would have like the Bills are right there. They could score. It, like, just jump starts it, pushes Atlanta back. Like, instead, we just let them walk down and go score 7, and they score 14. And I'm just sitting there laughing. Like, there's no way we're gonna let this happen again. But sure enough, we do. Benford getting beat on plays, Teron Johnson getting beat on plays. These are guys that have been locked down. They've been key. They've been great. Some of the best at their positions. They're not playing as well this year. The offensive line sucked tonight. Like, Josh was getting pressured so many times. He's like I don't know what's going on with them. It's unraveling. It's unraveling. And all these years, we've it's like, oh, we got Josh Allen. Well, this might be the year where saying that isn't enough. Because I think it's wild because it's that feeling where it's like, every year it's like, oh, we're there. And we go make moves. We get the Bosas. We get what's his name? God, I can't even think. The Von Millers. We go get these guys, and it's like, oh, we just need that extra piece. And it's like we've been kind of like putting parts on the car that's been falling apart. And now it's just like the engine gave out. And here we are. We're stuck. We have nothing, really. Our cap space is one of the worst in the league. We can't really go. I mean, who are we going to go get? And then it's like, are you going to go expend draft capital for a team that needs so much rebuilding already? And last year was supposed to be our soft rebuild. And we went to the AFC Championship game. This year, like, I don't know. I have no idea. Because, like, there's part of me that's like, we can come back off the bye and be world beaters. But I haven't seen that this year, besides the Ravens game. And, like, you look at the Ravens, and they're awful. Like, was that just a fluke? Or was it just us beating a team that's also falling off the hill? But to just not have any answers to the Falcons, and just to not be able to score more than 14 points. It's angering. It's frustrating. It's like, what are we doing? We had the perfect opportunity to go get the 1 seed. We were 4-0. Chiefs were like 2-2 or whatever, and the Ravens were just dead. And even last week, like, we win this game, we're first in the AFC East, we can keep pushing for the 1 seed. And God, it's like every year we get in a situation where we have an opportunity and we somehow mess it up. And we've somehow messed up. They've gifted us an easy season. Go back a few videos. I was doing predictions. I was like, oh, we're going 14-3. We're already 4-2. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? We've already messed up a key opportunity. And like I said, we could go on a run. Hell, we might be like a 10-7 team at this point. Like, I have no idea. Depends on what Bill's team wants to show up. It depends on who's available, because half the roster's on injured reserve or isn't able to play. So I don't know. I'm honestly, I made this. I wasn't even gonna make a video tonight. I made this video because I wanted to be here for y'all. I wanted y'all, to comment below, to chat about it. But man, I mean, you think about every year, you have a loss here or there, and it feels bad, but you feel positive. But to have the feeling that I have at the end of the year when we lose, but to already have it at week 6 is like, it's disgusting. It's like, what are we doing? How are we here? What's going on? Why are they not playing their best? Why are they not trying? Like, has anyone told the Buffalo Bills that they're in a prime spot to get the 1 seed? Has anyone told them that of all the years when it comes to like the AFC, this is probably one of their best advantaged years to go and like prove and get to like the Super Bowl with the 1 seed and have a bye in the playoffs? Has anyone told them that in the building? Are they aware? Are the Bills aware that this was our best shot at probably getting a 1 seed? Just wondering, did anyone in the Buffalo Bills organization, did anyone tell Sean? Did anyone tell Brandon? Did anyone tell Josh? Did anyone tell anyone in the Buffalo Bills organization? Are they aware? Do they know the standings? The Chiefs are 3-3. The Ravens are 1-5, 1-4. Is anyone aware? Share this with them. Maybe they don't know that this is like our best year to go get the 1 seed. And we're blowing it. I hear a lot of fan bases complain. A lot of stuff not going right for a lot of teams this year. But most of these teams have something in their trophy case to lean back on. What do we have in our trophy case in Buffalo? Dust bunnies. Dust Bunnies. We have the lacrosse team won. The Buffalo Bandits. Respect to them. The rest of the teams, Dust Bunnies. Like, if we can't get a Super Bowl with Josh Allen, who are we gonna get it with? If we couldn't get it with Jim Kelly, who are we gonna get it with? I wouldn't care if the Bills went 0-16 the year after we won a Super Bowl. I just want one. One. And what's been so frustrating about this Bills team, and what's going to eat away at me for the rest of my life as a Bills fan, is how close we were. And if this year is like the start of the downfall, and there's a lot of diehards that are going to comment, gotta have faith. I have all the faith in the world. I'm one of the most positive Bills fans I know. But what I saw tonight was different. It was a lack of heart. It was a lack of trying. It was a lack of caring, of understanding the opportunity, the golden opportunity we have to finally bring a championship to Buffalo. Just blowing it. It's just wild. It's wild how, Bean and McDermott have just, resigned to making this work when we don't have personnel. We don't have the bodies. We don't have the people. And so we're just going to keep doing this. We're just going to keep doing this. It's just going to keep happening. Just the eternal disappointment. It's wild. It's wild. I have no words. Congrats, Bears fans. Congrats to the Bears for a tough win over the Commanders. Because I live in Illinois. I have nothing to say. I have nothing else to say. Total disappointment. And it's just and I was so anxious. When we lost to the Patriots this whole week, I was so anxious. I was like, are we frauds? Are we losing? Are we really going to do this? Are we really going to give up this opportunity? And yep, we did. If we just played competent football and didn't call the worst offensive game plans the last 2 weeks, we could be 6-0 and way ahead in the AFC and cruising on the bye week. But nope, we're too cute on offense. We are totally depleted and already just without answers on defense. And our star quarterback is something's wrong. I mean, he just got his hand destroyed tonight. You could just tell he's dejected. He has no answers. I mean, you can't expect one guy. And for all the casuals of Bills football that are going to comment, "Oh, Josh sucks," you don't know what you're talking about. So leave your TikTok comments, leave your YouTube comments. Don't care. You can't expect one guy every year to pull it out when everyone else is mediocre around him. It's only going to happen so much. And the psychology of that. And I'm not coping for Josh. He didn't play great. But there's got to be someone else on the team that you can rely on when Josh isn't playing great. It wasn't James Cook. It's I don't know. James Cook, for all the off-season shenanigans, you've been awfully quiet the last few games. Make something happen, dude. We just gave you all that money. Oh, it's not good. Just not good. Not good enough. Not good enough. It's disappointing. It's depressing. But it's Bills football. It's just happened a lot earlier this year. That's all it is. The disappointment, it just came a lot earlier. And you see, look at the Bears. Team kind of teetering, get good coaching, 3-2. Win a gritty game. They feel better at 3-2 than we do at 4-2. Same with the Patriots. They're 4-2. They feel great. We don't. Feel like failures. I don't know. We're going to Carolina. Are we going to be able to beat them? It's you start these games and you're excited, but then you just see this defense just totally be awful. I don't know what. Did they practice in training camp? Did they at all try? Did they all what happened this year, dude? I look forward to these games. The Bills they've always been such a big part of my life. I look forward to them so much. I look forward to the Bills so much. And to see how pitiful and pathetic and awful they've been this last few weeks has just been haunting. So leave your comments. Sorry, Bills fans. I wish I had an answer. I don't. I usually feel very. And this is my first year doing the podcast. If you would have known me, I always was oh, we're gonna get it. We're still good. I don't have that gut feeling this year. This team feels very fraudulent. They feel very lackluster, and I'm really worried about them. I know as a diehard, I shouldn't be, and it should just be boldly following them. Man, I don't know. Hope I'm wrong. Hope you're commenting that I'm wrong, but it just feels if we don't. We play the Panthers. What's our schedule? It's the thing. I looked at the schedule and I was oh, this is very favorable. Well, how's the schedule look now? A bunch of just frauds. What's next for us? Man, Ravens game felt so good. Dolphins, Saints, we just lose by 3 to the Patriots, lose by 10 to the Falcons. So we got the Panthers next. That's another thing. Get us off of prime time, dude. I'm tired. I don't want to be up this late anymore to watch us lose. So you got the Panthers. You would think that's a win. We're 5-2. The Chiefs, I'm not even gonna jinx that. Let's just go 5-3 on that one. Dolphins 6-3. Bucks. We gotta figure we gotta beat one of these teams, right? 7-3. Texans 8-3. Steelers 9-3. Bengals 10. Like Patriot. I don't know. I don't know. There's a world where we go like, 13-4 maybe, but that's like we're losing only 2 games the rest of the year. Like, man, what are we looking at now? Like 11-6? God, it's gonna be a lot of questions at the bye week. That's for sure. These guys better get it together. Guess what? If we blow it, oh my god, this is crazy. Be a poly market. The Bills had a 92% chance of winning the AFC East after week 4. We now have a 44% chance. We are probably so below the Super Bowl favorites now. So it's great. Well, we'll end the podcast with the other disappointing Buffalo Bills sports team, the Buffalo Sabres. Wow. I've watched all 3 games, and honestly, I have even fewer words for them. What a disappointing group of people that team is. To put a shutout in the home opener, to then lose to the Bruins and the pitiful loss today. We scored 2 goals in our first 3 games. Kevin Adams should have been fired 2 seasons ago. I never believed in Lindy Ruff coming back. All love and respect to him, but it's just not our guy. And just an awful team, man. I love hockey. I love hockey so much, and that's why it's so disappointing to see the Sabres. I don't have any analysis for them. I really don't. I have nothing. Sabres, your analysis is they suck, and they've sucked, and they will continue to suck until Adams is fired, until Ruff is fired, and until probably Pagula sells them, because I have no other answers. That's my Buffalo Sabres analysis after 3 games. The Buffalo Sabres suck. So there you go. They're awful. I have nothing else to say about them. It's great to be a Buffalo fan, Buffalo sports fan. Things are going really well right now. Hopefully in 2 months, I'm looking back and the Bills are fighting for that 1 seed still and whatnot. But at this point, I have no idea. My expectations are at the bottom right now. I don't think it can get much worse. It's honestly like when I'm screaming in the first period and then laughing hysterically by the end of the first half, I know we've hit rock bottom. So it can't get worse from here because it really can't. It can't get worse from here because like my expectations are set low. So if we continue to lose, it's like, well, I know that was coming. But man, what felt like a world beater season, or at least a season where we could get the 1 seed finally, we're just letting it slip through our hands. So great job, Buffalo Bills. Great job. Thank you for giving me hope and then just totally destroying it with the incompetent play. So look, I love my team. We'll always ride with them. We'll always root for them. But sometimes love is tough, and it's been awful. Good night. Subscribe, comment. I'll have an analysis next weekend on the bye. Hopefully by then I won't be as angry, and we can have a more, productive discussion. I plan on watching a lot of coach interviews and, interviews with Josh and all them and see what I can glean. But man, you want to talk about the worst way to go into a bye? Awful. All right, we'll see y'all later. Go Bills and Sabres.